Hello friends, followers and channel members, a big happy new year to all of you. Hope you've enjoyed yourself over the festive season over the last couple of weeks. And in our video today, we are going to be taking a look at the news that has come out over the last 2 or 3 weeks during the Christmas season, as many of you I know will have been spending time, like myself, with family, friends, etc. So may not have been aware of the certain things that have been released or announced by all of the developers creating airlines and sceneries for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we're going to have a quick roundup as well to see what we've got to look forward to in the coming year. Now, of course, arguably the biggest release that took place over the festive season was that of the Inibuilds Airbus A300. Now, personally, I'm still yet to actually find time to get into this aircraft and experience it myself, but I have seen lots of screenshots. I've heard from plenty of people in the community as well who've contacted me, and they are all saying exactly the same thing, that this airliner is absolutely fantastic, and it goes beyond that of the Airbus A310 that Inibuilds released a few months back. Now, the Airbus A300 really doesn't do too many passenger flights anymore. There are a couple of airlines that still use the aircraft for that purpose, but it is primarily now a cargo aircraft, and that is what many of the virtual pilots like yourself fly in Microsoft Flight Simulator when using this aircraft. Lots of you love flying cargo routes, and I get that completely because it's a big long-haul airliner, but lots of the cargo routes are usually not long haul in terms of flying over the Atlantic Ocean for 7-8 hours at a time. You can do realistic cargo operations with flights lasting from anywhere between an hour to 3 hours, so it is really great if you want to take that much bigger airliner but on more realistic, shorter routes. Operators like FedEx and DHL, of course, which have liveries that come with the Inibuilds aircraft, are perfect for these, and I've seen loads of people flying this on VATSIM, replicating these routes over the last couple of weeks since it was released, and it's great to see this level of detail as well in this aircraft because Inibuilds really have done a fantastic job. So that is, as I say, probably the biggest release over the last couple of weeks. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are as well on this aircraft. If you've had a chance to get in there and fly it, please do leave a comment down below and let me know what I've been missing out on. Inibuilds at the moment are taking Microsoft Flight Simulator by storm, and just prior to releasing the Airbus A300 aircraft, they released the Dubai airport scenery, which is available for about 20 Great British pounds. Again, it is done in the same sort of detail that we've come to expect from Inibuilds. It looks fantastic. This is available, obviously, as purchase directly from Inibuilds, and yeah, it's a great airport. Bearing in mind, of course, that Microsoft Flight Simulator does ship with a custom-built default version of Dubai, but this just takes it, of course, to a brand new level. And they've also released their landmark pack for Dubai as well prior to this airport release, so if Dubai is part of the world that you like to fly into, then Inibuilds now has you completely covered. They have also announced a couple of new airports that they are working on to release during the first part of 2024. The first one being Abu Dhabi International Airport, obviously just continuing their journey alongside Dubai. And once again, here we can see some wonderful preview screenshots of this to be released. Interestingly enough, they've also announced that they are going to be releasing their own version of Leeds Bradford Airport here in the UK. I say interestingly because, of course, we already have a version from Orbex. Not only that, Orbex have just released version 2 of Leeds Bradford Airport, which I've previewed here on the channel, and I think we all agreed at the time as well that it does look simply stunning, and it's a great base for lots of short and medium haul flights. Now, finally, something that came as a little bit of a shock to many of us. We have all on this channel at some point during my live stream spoken about airliners that we would love to see available for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and as well as the Airbus A380 coming up time and time again thanks to the work that the FlyByWire team are doing. One airliner that many people, myself included, have really longed to see in this simulator is the Airbus A350. Well, Well, Inibuilds looks like they are going to deliver on this as well. Yes, they have announced that they are currently already in works and building an Airbus A350 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and this was their secret airliner that they had been working on, and there's a very early preview picture here of what they've done so far. They are also working on an Airbus A380 as well. However, they have informed us that they have literally almost gone back to the drawing board with this aircraft, and they're pretty much going to scrap it and start again. For what reason? Well, that's obviously down to them, but it would be nice to see both the A350 and the A380 finally taken to the skies inside Microsoft Flight Simulator with the detail that we know Inibuilds can bring. Of course, the A380 we know we are all waiting for from the FlyByWire team. Many people were hoping that that would be released at the end of what is now last year. Sadly, of course, that didn't happen. Will it get released in 2024? I guess time will tell. The real interesting thing would be to see who releases the Airbus A380 first. Inibuilds or FlyByWire? Again, let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section down below. Moving on to then, yes, the Fenix Airbus A320. Many of you will be waiting for the next release of the Fenix aircraft, which of course will come with the IAE engines. This has been promised by Fenix for, well, sadly, the last few months. However, things have not gone quite to plan in terms of the development roadmap they had hoped to deliver. Now, just for full disclosure, I am part of the Fenix beta testing team, so I am full aware of the issues that the team have been up against, but I'm also aware of the immense work that the team are doing behind the scenes, with many more beta testers than they originally had, after inviting lots of new applicants to come on board and help them hash out the issues that they had been having. This of course brought in loads more beta testers, which is great, but it also flags up a lot more problems again, which ultimately is great, and the team have said they are now really fine-tuning everything to make sure that you get an aircraft that is released that will be easily flyable for the next 5 years. Now, obviously the big update that everyone is waiting for is of course the IAE engines, but things like performance are still high on the list for many of you. So the Fenix team have actually gone and done also a lot of work on this next release, starting with the cockpit. This has all been remapped so it utilizes the memory of the simulator far better, and it now uses less than half the memory of the initial aircraft's release. So you're going to see lots of FPS improvements when the time comes. For anyone who is wanting perhaps the most detailed aircraft ever to appear in a home desktop flight simulator, this is essentially what the Fenix crew are aiming for. They have spent time developing a system whereby the physics of the weathering of the engines has been so intricate that it depends on what kind of surface deposits, oil or water or the dirt, etc., as to how it will get reflected back off the engines. I mean, this is sort of detail that we've never ever even thought about, and I know to many of you it probably won't interest you, but just look at the pictures and you can see how intricate all of this is. The night lighting of this aircraft has also been overhauled as well, and there's also a teaser to some new cabin seats. Perhaps those too will be more FPS friendly for those of you who wish to have a cabin view. The night lighting in the cockpit has also been redone as well, so it again just looks a lot more realistic. So the light also reflects and bounces off various different cockpit surfaces and the panels, etc., which just gives you that enough light to fly with. That's of course without the dome light being switched on. They've also released as well for the first time images and pictures of the new IAE engines, so there they are, nicely modelled. It is coming, and the team now say that this is more in terms of weeks before its release rather than months. Let's certainly hope so. It'll be a great start to 2024 to fly this new improved Fenix A320. If Boeing aircraft are more your thing though, PMDG have finally released images of their upcoming 777 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, the 777 was one of their best-selling aircraft in previous platforms, FSX in particular. So to finally get around to seeing this in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which we've waited for since the release of the simulator, to be honest, is very exciting. Again, they are really pushing the boundaries with the level of detail that we're going to get from this aircraft. For instance, the paint on the tail differs slightly depending on the different material, whether it's a carbon fibre tail or aluminium, so it just reflects and displays that little bit differently, showing you how dedicated they are to creating a superbly accurate detail and exterior model. Now, this aircraft is already being beta tested. In fact, they released a new beta testing version of this aircraft to their beta testers to use over the Christmas period. So hopefully the actual release of the Boeing 777 from PMDG isn't too far away. Now, I'm sure that over the last couple of weeks there will have been other releases and bits of news that I will have missed while I've been obviously having some downtime, spending Christmas with friends and family. So if there is anything else that you're really looking forward to, or news that you've heard of over the last couple of weeks, please let us all know. Leave a comment down below, and I really do look forward to reading them later on. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please do leave a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any future videos, and of course our many planned exciting live streams that we'll have coming for you throughout this year. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now.